A discussion about what we would do if we had no fear. For me, that was to do some acting or stand-up comedy. That weekend, my wife and I attended a comedy club and laughed ourselves silly. I got so inspired that after the show, I asked the manager if there were any classes in stand-up. He told me about a class at the UW Experimental College. I got home, I went online, and there are no accidents. A one-week class started a few days later. It was 3 in-class sessions followed by graduation, which was 5 minutes on stage at the Comedy Underground in Pioneer Square. Be careful what you wish for. My daughter-in-law recorded it and posted it to YouTube the next morning. I was an overweight sensation. And, however, I'm still 425,232 views behind Lady Gaga. So I'm not quitting my day job as a right-of-way agent. When I first got into this business, it used to take me 20 minutes to explain what I did. I'd launch into when a public agency needs to buy private property for an infrastructure project, or the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution gives the government the right. I trail off into public necessity, just compensation. If I say eminent domain, even the lawyer's eyes would glaze over. Now I got it down to 2 8-word choices. Either I buy real estate that people aren't selling, or I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. When I told my immigrant Jewish father that I was working for Pharaohs, he says, he beat me to the punchline. He says, "Oi, I thought you were done with the Egyptians." When HDR purchased them, he asked what it stood for. I lied. Hirschman, Doppelstein, and Rabinowitz. I knew he'd be impressed with the law firm. Instead, he says, if you would have paid attention in biology, you could have been a doctor. I'm from Chicago. Now, if there had been an earthquake there 8 years ago that compromised a major roadway, in the intervening time, they would have designed and built the solution. A contractor and politician would have been convicted in a kickback scandal, and they'd already be eligible for parole. Do you know why the alignment has shifted so many times? Because digging the tunnel might uncover chief self remains, which would have to be reburied in Discovery Park. And that would take another 8 years. Now, I'm not saying that this project has gone on a long time, but Ron's going to be handing out 25-year gold watches. I did figure out why they've been calling the new alignment the Yellow Brick Road. That's because we've been accused of having no brains and no heart, and staffed by monkeys and munchkins. Toto wants an off-leash park. The Wicked Witch is suing. And the wizard wants a surface option. Again. Dorothy, meanwhile, is singing. One day, while designing the U2, that committee got high. And when they came down, they realized that it wouldn't fly. This summer, I managed a team that had to get structural survey, rights of inspection for over 300 buildings along First Avenue. Now, I had been told that the viaduct project was going to be stimulating, but I never thought it was going to be arousing until I made an appointment at the Lusty Lady. I had to get an entry agreement for a visual inspection to see if her foundation needed vibration monitoring. Now, I guess they must be project supporters, because the next day I look up and the marquee says, "Bored with the tunnel? We're not. Drill me when you drill me." Thanks a lot. You've been a great audience. Can I come back to work tomorrow?
I don't know, but I have a straight job. Going to myself. So, before I launch into some of the updates,